Welcome to the December to Remember event featuring tons of interviews with first-time home buyers who just successfully closed on their first home. Make sure to check out all the episodes in this series and check the show notes for specifically referenced episodes so you can start learning how to buy your first home. Enjoy this interview.
This next interview comes to us from the southeastern part of the country in the Atlanta area. This is really cool. It's not just Millie and Milo, the young couple that bought a house. I think they're 34 and 36 years old. It's actually Lil Millie, because I found out they call her Lil Millie because Big Millie is her mother. Lil Millie, when I asked her to be on the show, she said, yeah, can I bring my mom? And you'll find out why. Let's hear their story.
How to Buy a Home educates, protects, and connects first-time homebuyers to qualified vetted realtors in their area. Whether you're looking for DIY information or step-by-step guidance, How to Buy a Home is the #1 resource for first-time home buyers.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited right now. I'm actually giddy. I'm just sitting here giggling. I've had a little bit of time, not much, to talk to Millicent, Millicent's mom, and Milo, Millicent's husband. Millicent reached out to me August 9th. Millicent and Milo closed on a home September 4th.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I know, crazy, right?
Yeah.
How? Tell us what happened. Actually, let me do this one first because I do this in every interview, and I didn't prep you for this, so the answer is going to be really real.
Oh.
What's your biggest tip?
Our biggest tip is to listen to your mom.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
the avid listener of How to Buy a Home podcast. She's the one who introduced us to it. And without her, none of this would have happened. So the primary lesson is to listen to your mom.
Exactly.
You know what? Joelle, episode 180 something. Single gal, really smart, bright person. Same thing. Mom. The whole thing of that episode was listen to your mom. Your Millie mom?
Yeah, Big Millie.
Big Millie.
Big Millie.
Big Millie. Oh my God. That is the best. As a child of the 80s and 90s, I just want you to know that's a dope rap name. Big Millie. What is going on? Explain the story. Why were you listening to the podcast, Big Millie?
I'm on my last lease plan. I'm working on my mortgage plan. And so I listen like every day. And Millie said that they were going to look at a house. And I was like, well, wait, I listened to this podcast. You can reach out to this guy and he'll answer you. And they were like,
we don't believe you.
And they said they were going to look at a place. And I was like, don't sign in. Don't sign.
Oh my God.
Whatever you do.
So they were going to look at a new construction, but you had heard where I tell them don't sign in because then you get stuck with the builder's agent.
Right. And
Big Millie, I got to tell you, I can't wait so we can hear your story. We've had plenty of interviews with people. You know, I tell people all the time, I'm 55, and I think I've got 3 or 4 interviews with people older than me who ended up, maybe it wasn't their first home. Maybe they had one when they were younger. Some of them it was. But I'm so glad that you're on your path for your last lease ever. Okay, I got to know, how's your credit, your debt, and your savings going, Millie? Tell me, Big Millie.
It's going. I'm motivated. So I've been working on this for a minute. So I'm excited. They're inspiring. So
that is so fantastic. Well, if I remember correctly, you guys ended up getting a new build, yes?
Yes, a new construction.
Okay. For almost $500,000, you had some money saved. What was the down payment that you guys used?
We ended up putting down a little less than 10%.
Great.
Yeah.
Was the builder offering any incentives?
Yeah.
Well, technically, no, because they said that they already dropped the price. Because earlier in the year, in like last year, they were going for about $550,000.
Okay.
And then it dropped to the amount we paid, which was like $488,000-ish. So they were like, we already dropped the price. You don't need anything. But our unicorn team, our unicorn realtors,
who you hooked us up with.
Yeah, who you hooked us up with,
Uh-huh.
said that we could get more, that we could get help because they wanted $20,000 in earnest money, and they wanted us to be responsible for all the closing costs. And she's like, no, they can do the closing costs. You don't need. So we got $10,000 credit from the seller, and they covered our closing costs.
Wait. 10,000 from the credit, and they covered the closing costs, or 10,000 that you put towards the closing costs?
10,000 towards the closing cost, and they did the 3% to our seller's agent.
Yeah, but I thought the 10,000 was like also a credit.
Yes. So you got the seller credit, and they paid your agent fee completely. Yes. So, okay, let's go through the journey again, because I went through some of our emails earlier today. Yeah, this was something that you were keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
So did you reach out to me because the price dropped?
Yeah. So we reached out to you because of her insistence, really.
Yes.
Her lease was about to be up.
Yeah, because our lease was about to be up. We weren't like confident that we could close in such a short time period. Like, we weren't sure that was possible. And we were like, how do we figure this out? And she's like, you need your unicorns.
The great thing about a unicorn is that it really makes what you think is impossible possible, because they're 0.01% of, I'm in the middle of doing a podcast right now. They're 0.01% of 3 million licensed real estate agents. It's not a matter, and most of the time, like you guys, the seller's going to pay for it. So, I make jokes all the time. If I'm going to play pickup at the YMCA and I could pick whoever I want, am I going to pick me or LeBron James?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
Exactly.
the cost is the same most of the time. You might pay a little bit for some people in some states because things have changed a little bit, but it's nothing. And so Big Millie came and said, and this guy knows.
Yes. And so I filled out the information to contact you on your website. And I think we both kind of thought we weren't actually going to hear from you.
Yeah.
Like, older person says to listen to this random guy that they heard on a podcast. It sounds a
Go
little...
on.
Yeah, like a podcaster is going to reply to us.
Yeah, but...
And you did so quickly.
Yeah.
But you had done an interview, and you were like at a theme park or Six Flags, something like that, and you had responded to someone. I was
Yes,
like,
indeed.
who would do that? And they would respond to you.
There are long lines at those places, and this revolution began to make sure that everyone had the information, because your story is incredible. Called on August 9th, closed on September 4th. When you called me on August 9th, your lease was up on September 29th. And you guys got this home. You closed in under 30 days. You got to use your own representation. You got to use a low down payment. You got a seller credit, and your buyer was paid for. Now, I don't scream that stuff from the mountaintops because people think I'm a slick, sketchy salesperson, because it sounds so unbelievable.
Right.
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
So
yes, it's true. It's real. We're real people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So-
something super surprising.
Milo, were you on board? Do you have a good relationship with your mother-in-law? Or were you like, oh my God, we have to follow this?
Yeah, I would say so, but I was a bit skeptical at first. I was the whole calling into a show and being like, can you get me a house? Don't get me a house.
Good. Be skeptical, because what Big Millie brought to the table was just confidence.
Yeah.
That's all I want. That's all I'm trying to do, is put out as much information as I can so that you're confident.
I think that's what your first episode did. So after we listened to my mom, I started listening to your podcast, and Milo started listening to your podcast. But I think we kind of started separately. But it was the checklist episode, and you're listing off all the things that you need to do before you even go look at a house. And I was like, wait, we've done all these things.
My stat over 6 years is 72% of the people that reach out to me and say they aren't ready are under contract in 3.2 months. For you, it was 3.2 weeks. So talk to me about it. You saw a condo, or you saw a townhome. You saw the price drop. You met your unicorn. What was the next step?
Well, we had our discovery meeting with the unicorn lender first.
Like 2 days after.
Yeah, like 2 days after. And she went through the questions with us to figure out where we were at. And then she quickly realized that we were very ready to buy a home. And I think that gave us even more confidence that we were ready to buy a home. And so then we were able to set up a meeting with Noel and Brad Banks, the Banks team.
The best.
Absolute best.
Yeah.
They're total rock stars, definitely unicorns. And we met with them, and they helped us understand what the process was going to be like and answered any questions that we had and just really helped us get the ball moving like immediately.
Yeah.
In that first meeting, did you talk about your lease date and the timing and if that was possible?
Yes, we did.
What was the answer?
It wasn't impossible.
Did you do that thing where you felt like you had a new full-time job for 3 weeks, having to get all your documents in order?
Yes, absolutely. And that was probably another place where Noel really came in handy because they sent us the contract. The seller sent us the contract at like 2:00 in the afternoon on a weekday. And me and Milo were both working. And I think it was before we really understood that it was like having a full-time job. And so we were like, okay, we can kind of read this, but we can't read the whole thing in this second that they sent it to us. And so we finished reading it by like 9:00 at night. And then we see this email from the seller basically saying that we took too long or like.
Yeah. Well, it was like a DocuSign, and then they closed the DocuSign, and I noticed that. And in the morning, I told Millie.
Well, I think we told Noel like right then.
Oh yeah.
We texted Noel, so like texting Noel like 9 p.m. being like, we can't sign it. It says we can't sign it. And Noel's like, I'm on it. And so then we were able to sign our contract the next day.
That's so important for everyone to understand. Number one, thank you so much. I'm going to call you Lil Millie. LIL, baby. Lil Millie, I'm going to put that on the checklist to prepare for the first-time job because I've mentioned it in other things or for the full-time job, especially for the time frame that you guys are trying to do. It is important. I mentioned it sometimes, even get your personal days off and your vacation days ready because things move quickly. So you got the DocuSign, you got in. Had you already started getting your documentation over to the unicorn lender?
Yes, we did. I think we even had at that point a pre-approval based on the information that we did have at the time.
And that was like your tax returns, your pay stubs, your bank statements, all that stuff.
Yes.
Great.
And I'm trying to remember.
It was a whirlwind.
Yeah, it really was a whirlwind.
We spent, even though we had the unicorns, we did spend some time shopping other lenders.
Yes. Looking for a different rate.
Yes. And I think in total we put out feelers at 5 or 4. Was it 4? Okay, 4 lenders. And then
listen to your mom.
Yeah.
That's your message, not mine.
It came down to 2 lenders, one being the unicorn lender and one being the preferred lender. And at that time, when it boiled down to those two, me and Milo were freaking out because we didn't know how to choose. And then we would ask her about it, and she would say unicorn, I think. And then, but when it came down to the numbers, because I'm a statistician, so
Oh, great.
I'm a numbers person. And so I did a very detailed comparison, kind of line by line. This is how everything is coming down. The preferred lender was actually giving us a better deal.
The lender from the builder.
Yes.
I have one interview where these people worked with the unicorn lender for 8 months getting ready. And when they were going to buy, because the builder was in a little bit of a desperate situation, which is happening in 2025, and it's going to be happening for the rest of the year and into next year, the preferred lender was offering a better rate because they're financially attached to the builder. So the builder makes money. And so the unicorn said, I can't beat it. You need to go with that. Because they care about, because then who are they going to call for a refinance, or who are they going to recommend later? The builder's lender? I doubt it. They're going to recommend these people that worked for 8 months and for free.
Right.
So Miss Statistician, you ended up going with the builder's lender and getting that better rate.
Yes. Yes. And after we made that choice, my mom, the avid listener of the podcast, was like, David just had an episode where a couple didn't go with the unicorn lender, so it is okay.
That's why she's probably talking about what I was just talking about. That's funny. Yeah. With new builds, sometimes there is an opportunity, and you have a good relationship with someone now, and you can call the unicorn, but that builder lender, good luck with them picking up the phone if you're not buyer number 2 on their call sheet that day. If you're someone who already bought, long gone. Talk to us about the new, because this was obviously, since it had a price reduction, this was a home that was completed. Did they give you a walkthrough and an inspection? How did that go?
Yes, that was an interesting experience. We did the inspection before we did the walkthrough with the builder.
Okay.
And the inspector pointed out a few things, such as
The radon.
That was
Yep.
because we got radon testing, which that's probably another takeaway from our experience, is to get radon testing. I feel like a lot of people don't know about radon and what it is, and people should know about it.
Yeah.
The EPA
Absolutely
recommends that you should do something about it if you have levels between 2 and 4. And ours came back as 4.7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The builder wants to sell you the house without an inspection. Did your unicorn team help you get an inspector and bring an inspector in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And the unicorn team, because they're a unicorn team and not a new agent, they have different inspectors that have passed the test for them. Therefore, they brought up what you now say everybody should know about. That's kind of one of the big lessons of that Big Millie knows better than you guys, is that working with a unicorn team, you could research this to death. You're never going to know everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So hire the best. Go get LeBron James for the same price as me on a basketball court, which is scary. You get that world of difference in experience and understanding. Radon is super important. I absolutely recommend that if, first, how do you do it? Find a unicorn team who has sold homes in the area, and then find someone who knows, yes, you need to get this, and my inspector will verify that.
Yeah.
What was the remedy for that? Was there anything you guys got to do?
Unfortunately, no. The seller was saying that basically they believed it was at that level because the house had been closed up and needed to be aired out.
Okay.
And at first we didn't really believe that. That kind of just sounded like them trying to get out of doing something about it to us.
Yeah.
But
still kind of feel that way,
but we did have an HVAC person come, and the thing to get it actually mitigated required extra construction, which we do right now. But they also said that airing it out and retesting later, a way to reduce the radon levels.
So the builder wasn't offering a solution at that point with a credit or something like that. But between the inspector and the extra inspections that you got, you had a solution in place, and it's something that you can approach later on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. What's crazy about this process is, with a new build, once you go through the inspection and the house is there, it's done, it's built, there's no arguments to be had with the seller about, fixing that broken wall they've had for 25 years. I'm going to go in reverse a little bit. So while your mother was, and as a statistician, I'm just thoroughly disappointed in you, Lil Millie, because while Big Millie was researching, you guys were playing Zillow dream looking around at homes rather than doing the research to figure out how to actually buy. So how long have you guys been thinking about this?
At least a year.
Yeah.
Well, longer, a couple of years. So we do have a financial advisor who helps us out. And we had been saving up specifically to buy a home. A year for looking at this specific property, but maybe 2 or 3 actually thinking about it.
In the preparation.
Yeah,
and again,
preparation.
Yeah.
Process.
And if you'd listened to Big Millie and you had a last lease ever plan, you might have bought 2 years ago. But hey, thank gosh that Mom's here. So, and remember, I do this podcast because I should have bought a home in my 20s. And instead, I think I got a $1,500 deposit after 9 years. I would have been rich at 30 if I had a time machine and could go back and talk to myself.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Wouldn't it though? But hey, hindsight's 2020, and the lesson of the podcast: listen to your mom. I love it. So Milo, you said that you guys had set up a savings. And did you guys move from somewhere to this new Atlanta area? Was it new for you?
No, it was coming home.
Oh, why'd you leave? Why'd you leave your mother?
Milo and I actually met in Iowa.
What the heck were you doing in Iowa?
Studying to be a statistician and a sociologist.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, of course, Iowa, known for their statistician higher education.
Well, just to put a plug for my graduate school, Iowa State University had the first statistical laboratory in the United States. So it's actually a great place to become a statistician.
I set myself up there completely, like I've got any clue about that. Well, great. So you guys came home and you had a plan and you started working on the savings. To me, the big moral of the story is the fact that if you did wait, the right team can still swoop in at the last minute. Y'all, we don't love it because it's a lot of crazy work, but we can make those things happen. And that's the exciting part. Are you guys in the new house tonight?
Yeah. Well,
not physically.
Not physically. Well, yeah.
They're at my house.
Yeah, we're at her place.
Yeah.
Well, are you moved in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's another lesson, I'd say.
Great.
Measuring things is important.
Okay. Now, 20 years of this, it's either a doorway because something couldn't fit, or it's it's that? That's it?
Yeah.
Our washer and dryer could not fit into our laundry room because of the doorway. So we do not have a washer and dryer currently in our new house. But guess who has a washer and dryer?
This is the funniest thing I've ever heard. I brought Lil Millie and Milo on to talk about what an incredible thing they did, adulting, to buy a home. And Big Millie's on the podcast because y'all had laundry to do. You gotta be kidding me.
Big Millie's on the podcast because without her, none of this would be happening.
Yeah.
Yes, I did not mean to take anything away from her. It was just better for the joke. So, okay, great lesson. when buying big appliances. Here, okay, tip number 1, never buy big appliances until the deal is totally closed. Any new expenses that come can actually mess up your loan. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Really,
we were really intense about that. If you look at our bank statements, we like barely bought anything. I think the only things that we bought were related to the house, like paying for the home inspection. And even then, we would like message Noelle and Brad and be like, are we going to get in trouble because we spent $500 on the home inspection?
Okay, you're laughing. That is a giant message. And I'm so glad that you should, before you spend anything, once you sign the contract until they hand you the keys, you should check for any expense. Now, I'll let everyone know you can pay your home inspection. We know that's coming. But yes, because the problem is even sometimes like I'll get people that if they have a good agent and they find out, oh my gosh, I can put less money down. Now they go, now I have more money in the bank. And then they start buying furniture and drapes and all that stuff can mess up the loan. But let's go back to your story about so did you have to return the washer and dryer and buy a new one?
Yeah. And so this is a very recent development. So the return hasn't gone through yet. So we haven't been able to like do the exchange part. So there's just no washer.
I'm Captain Positivity on the podcast, but we also got to get real sometimes. So here we are in the middle of this emotional moment, which in a few weeks won't matter and you'll be fine. Okay. Anything else about the moving in process that you guys were expecting, weren't expecting? Putting you on the spot here. Don't know. Did you guys do it all in one day? Get a truck?
No. Oh, well. We ordered a moving truck for the big stuff, the furniture. And since we had about a month between closing and having to move out of our old place, we were able to ferry our own smaller stuff bit by bit.
Which is something that I recommend to everyone to have a little crossover time. What's just ridiculous is that you guys came in and closed in 3 weeks and had crossover time.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. And I think that's probably something you've talked about too, just being ready, because I wasn't imagining that I needed to pack. Like, I have to actually pack things. I have to do this all at the same time.
The tornado that I talk about is absolutely not just phone calls, inspection appointments. It's moving your life, and it's a big, big deal. And Big Millie, when you do yours, I don't know how far you are away, but however it is, start packing now. Trust me. I moved in my 50s, and holy moly, was that a lot of stuff. So.
She helped, so we gotta help her as well.
Yeah. We're saving our boxes for her. So
I think, considering the fact that she's the reason that you're in the house, she's the reason you're on the podcast, that we're going to do more than give her boxes. We're going to pack those boxes.
Yes, You're right. You're absolutely right. Yes.
This absolutely fills me up. I don't know when everyone out there in the world is going to hear this, but it's Friday night in California. And this is what goofy old guy like me, this is the best Friday night I ever could have had. So I'm so happy about this. Is there anything else that you guys want to share with the world? They're thinking.
Like when they first looked at the place, the earnest money scared them off from the process. So I think your podcast is really helpful. So something like that, you can avoid things like that because it was really high.
So the earnest money in a traditional sale is usually only like 1% to 3%. Then that actually, you put it down. Then once you go through your due diligence or contingency period, that's just the first part of your down payment. The builders ask for this big chunk of money because they're playing the numbers game that something might happen during the time that the home is attempting to be built. Maybe you haven't checked all the correct boxes, and then they get to keep all of it or a portion of your big earnest money. That's why it's the silliest thing in the world. I'm saying you need absolute major protection. So go get a fluffy unicorn.
Yes, yes. And I couldn't praise our unicorn realtors enough because they always answered our questions. They were always available. And they even paid for us to have pizza during the moving day. And
they gave you that picture of the
place. They gave us a watercolor painting of our new home and community, and they're just the sweetest, greatest people. So
that we'll probably hang out with tomorrow, like literally tomorrow.
Literally tomorrow.
Yeah.
Brad and Noel are some of I actually just got to see them a couple weeks ago. They came out here to San Diego for a big conference, and we got to hang out. They talked about you. They didn't tell me you don't listen to your mother. Otherwise, maybe I wouldn't have done the interview. Well, but eventually you did.
Yeah.
So, it takes a lot to be a unicorn. And I mentioned it before on the podcast. Some unicorns got kind of offended at the name at one point. And so I had to make one with like a leather vest and tattoos and a mohawk. But the heart and the protection and having your best interest in mind at all times, that's how you guys were able to pull off a miracle. I will give you tremendous credit because in order to do this, it is a team effort. Doesn't matter how fantastic your lenders and your realtor is, you guys had to hustle. And you did. And then I will give you more credit because you listened to your mom.
Yes. And I think I would want to speak to other people our age out there because I told my friends about this whole experience, and I told them to listen to your podcast too. And I think they had the same kind of mentality that me and Milo had at the beginning. And I think more people need your knowledge that you've been putting out in the world. So listen.
All right. Little Millie, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Fantastic. Hey, the average age for first-time home buyers this year is 41. So you're a winner. You winning. Oh my gosh, you're 36. You know that joke.
Really winning.
Yeah.
How old, Milo?
34.
Oh, so yes, so you're winning and Millie's winning, getting the younger man. So, yes, there are you have followed the path that unfortunately has been set by another corporation, big real estate. And now, especially post-COVID, there's so much fear out there. There's so many people saying, oh my gosh, this generation can't. You can. It's just that you have to find the right people in the industry to show you how to do it. And the industry isn't set up that way. You guys, I was your age. I was right between you, and because when I was 30, I moved away and from all that rent, moved to New York. And then I came back and then I finally bought a home in my 30s. And then I went, maybe I'll do real estate. And then it was the hardest thing in the world to get good at your job. But every new thing I'm learning is just crushing my soul because I'm like, oh my God, I could have done this when I was 21.
Well, I think your advice about what to do after has been an inspiration to us too. We're ready to go back to aggressively saving so that we can have an investment property in addition to the home that we live in. And I think now our dog is freaking out.
No, your dog thinks that's a wonderful idea. Your dog is saying, I get really super cool treats if mom and dad are wealthy. So people think that buying a home and then thinking about possibly creating a new savings plan so you can keep the first home as an investment property, people think that I'm talking to doctors and lawyers and finance guys when I do that. The guy who brought it up to me on this podcast was like a first generation buyer, like only put like $8,000 down for a $300,000 or $400,000 house. Like, just didn't know he could do it. But it's kind of like from the minds of people who have no understanding of it, and then they go, oh, they see it more clearly. I think, Millie, I got people with spreadsheets that are just ridiculous. Yeah. And I'm like, and if you're attempting to forecast, that's like, okay, everything past column G here on the line item is a guess. You can't, but you know what you can absolutely 100% know, because you've understood a low down payment option for purchasing a home. You had saved for 2 or 3 years for this.
Right.
Yeah.
So now give yourself 7 years.
Yeah.
You don't have to suffer quality of life because you can put away half of what you were putting away before. Not to mention, in 2, 3, 4 years, your mortgage is going to feel very cheap.
Yeah.
Because you've been living in a world where rent goes up every year. So what are you thinking about doing? Are you thinking about keeping the oh my God, the townhome is a rental? It's brand new. Oh, you could make so much rent.
I don't know that we've thought that far ahead, but I think right now we're enjoying our house so much that we're like, we'll live here and we'll get something else.
Well, that's great, because then if it's like you said, you learned this process. So now you just do, it can be 5% of what you did before, but you're saving. Your credit score is going to just explode now because a mortgage counts so much to your credit score. Mm. If you have that nest egg in 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years, you can call your unicorn lender, who will still be in business when the builder will be long gone. They can give you both scenarios. There are some people that like to keep the first one as a rental and then be set for life. And there are some people that go, well, wait a minute. I've been saving for 7 years, 10 years. We have a big chunk of money. We could sell the house for a big chunk of money. And now we buy something with a super small mortgage, which also is another form of wealth. I'll have to call you later, little Millie, about how to make a spreadsheet to explain that to people. So, okay, Mom took care of the dog and Mom's back.
Yes.
So normally this is the end of the podcast. I say to the home buyers, Lil Millie and Milo, I'm so happy for you guys. And that's how I end it. So, but instead, I'm going to say that to you guys now. Milo and Millie, really, seriously, I'm obviously going to make a big joke here, but I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so happy. Now turn the computer to the real hero, your mom. Big Millie, it says a lot about you that you have smart children who apparently went to the best statistician school in the world. Smart children in their 30s, because smart children in their 30s can be opinionated. But the fact that they still listen to you, even if it takes too long. So you've got to be an amazing woman yourself. And keep working your credit score, keep working your debt, keep working your savings. Yeah. And when you're looking for someplace, I think not only should they help you move, but maybe you could get a little child down payment assistance. Just tell them with the holidays coming up. Say, yes, I would like a scarf. I would like some new kitchen utensils, and then I would like a chunk of money for my down payment. And there you go. Thank you, Big Millie, and thanks to all you guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Lil Millie and Milo, and a big thanks to Big Millie. So I guess the holiday lesson there is always listen to your mother. That was such a great interview. And if you like that one, there's more coming. We're getting close to the holiday here, so we're going to have some episode recaps, some end of the year stuff, but you'll definitely always hear new interviews. We've got a bunch set up. I think we're going to be putting them out every Friday all of next year. And if you're in a position right now where you're going to have some time off and you're looking for some binging because you really want to get ready, these interviews, it doesn't matter if they were done in 2019, 2021, or just a few months ago. you can get information and learn from real life buyers. Check the episode guide. I've been doing these interviews all the way back since 2019, and there are real stories from real people, and you can get the actual, real life stories, practical, real information, instead of just me spitting everything that I know for 20 years here on the microphone to you. And one more reminder. In the show notes, there's a 19-year-old girl. Not sure if I told you about her. She pounced on last year's buyer window of opportunity, bought a home in 2024 when there wasn't a bunch of competition, when she didn't have to do bidding wars and go crazy, when she got the best deal because the seller was desperate. And gang, that exact same window of opportunity is happening here in 2025. If you're ready to get on it, go to howtobuyahome.com. Ask me a question. Anything that you want, ask it. I answer it personally. It's not a robot. Although there is a robot on there if you don't want to talk to me directly. The website has this cool new AI and you can ask it, but it's a different AI. It's an AI made from my brain. Now, if that doesn't freak you out, I don't know what will. You can actually talk to it and my voice will talk back to you. It's everything that I've ever said, and we've cultivated it so that you can talk to me in the middle of the night if you don't feel like asking me a question. But feel free to go to the direct Ask David, and from there, I'll personally answer your question. And as always, if you want to get to a unicorn, go to howtobuyahome.com. Let me know you're ready to get to a team. Someone who's going to help you, whether you're buying in 6 weeks or in 6 months or in 36 months. That's what we do differently here. That's the revolution that we started because I'm so sick and tired of seeing you guys not getting the service you deserve. Just trying to do everything on your own, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to do this alone. So go ahead, everyone. Whenever you're ready, go to howtobuyahome.com. There's many different ways that you can get your questions answered, but most importantly, remember, the sooner you start figuring things out for yourself, the more options that you will have when your perfect time to buy comes along. You can do this.
Looking for more DIY education or your own personal step-by-step guidance through the home buying journey? Since 2019, How to Buy a Home has been the #1 resource for first-time home buyers. So visit howtobuyahome.com to get started.